get it figured out. Here it comes. Look at that. Stand must be hitting buttons when I... There we go. Oh man, that took a lot of time. I'm sorry. Welcome to my Saturday morning, right? Okay, now it looks like it's a little bit messed up as far as my zoom. Let's see if I can fix it. Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Woo, look at that mess. Okay. There it is. All right, yay. Okay, grab your coffee because we're gonna need it here, I think. So I said today's card is super easy. And let me show you what I've got going on here. Here's the card we're going to make. And it uses the... I've tried to make a card with each of the celebration papers because if you've placed orders, Lord knows. I know, I am live, Beth. Thank goodness. But if you've placed your order during Stampin' Up, you know that you've got pretty papers sitting around. And this is a great way to cut into them and start using them on your cards, okay? So, what I've used is last month, if you placed an order with me of $100 or more, you received the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder. And those went out in the mail on Thursday, I believe. So I wanted to use that in my card today, just to give you guys an idea. So here's what I have. I have a standard card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Just gonna match up my edges, grab my bone folder. Okay, I have a piece of fresh freesia, and this measures 4 1/4. No, I'm sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to step away for just a moment to run this through the Cane Weave embossing folder because I've used this a lot, but if you haven't seen it yet, I want you to see it. It's gorgeous. Okay, so here it is, and just look how beautiful that texture is on there. It looks just like the Cane Weave chairs from years ago. Okay, then I have, what did I do with, oh, here they are. My little pieces. I have 6 squares that are cut at 1 1/4 inch square, okay? Now, I'll show you some other cards, like I said, in just a bit, but I want you to see how this one looks or goes together. And I like using liquid glue when I'm gluing onto the textured embossing folders. It just adheres better with the glue. So there's that one. And I'm just going to lay these down random. The only thing I'm paying attention to is I want these diamonds to kind of go in the same direction, okay? But just randomly placed down the card. And again, there's 6 of them, and they're 1 1 1/4 inch square. Okay, so there we have it. And you're like, oh boy, that doesn't look like much. A little bit scary even maybe, huh? But is what I did. And I did this ahead of time, but it really doesn't take long. Is there's the sheet of paper in the Favored Flowers pack from Celebration that has all of these big flowers. And I don't have the dies, but it's really not. When you are fussy cutting, which I like to do anyway, but let's say you aren't a fan and you don't have the dies either, right? So is what you can do is I just go in and cut out the flower I want to use. And when there's a black background on here like that, it is so fast and so easy because you can't even really see your cut lines. And then the other thing is you know when you're fussy cutting that you move your paper and not your scissors, right? So you can see me going along here at a pretty good clip. And I wasn't going to do this just out of respect of your time, but then the more I started talking about it, it's like, I think you really should see just how quick and easy these flowers are to cut out. So there I have the flower. Okay. How are we doing, guys? Video's good. Internet connection's good. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some dimensionals and add that to our flower. And the other thing I want to mention about this is because the layout is so simple with those 6 1 1/4 inch squares, it's really not hard to want to do like a little bit more with your sentiment, which is what I decided to do with this. Now I'm just going to lay this down and it's going to cover up my openings there, okay? And then I can take my liquid glue again because this is textured. I like to use the liquid glue so it gets in all the little nooks and crannies, as my mom used to say. All right, so there's that. And now for the big piece here, I can just use my seal. And I'm just going to add that to the front of my card. So then I get that. Oh, good, Beth, you've been fussy cutting your flowers too. Yay. All right. So when I was talking about doing a little bit extra with the sentiment rather than just stamping it or placing a label, I decided to take a scrap piece of basic black, and I've got my little embossing kit here. I'm going to just rub the embossing buddy on the black to get any finger oil or static off from the cardstock. And then using this fun, charming sentiments, I'm going to do wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So, ink that up with my Versamark. I'm going to stamp it down. on my black. And then I'm going to bring in my tub of white embossing powder. So there's our sentiment. And now I think my recording is still set up to not blast a whole bunch of noise here. But I'm going to turn on my heat gun, and it's hot. And I'm just going to start heating up the embossing powder. And with black on white, it's really easy to tell when it has melted because it gets a brighter white and kind of like smooth and shiny. Okay, so there it is. Hopefully that wasn't too loud on your end. Then I'm going to take my die that comes with this set, and I'm just going to die cut that. So I'm going to step away for a minute just to go to my die cutting machine. And get it all lined up. All right. So then I get this fun little die cut sentiment, which I love. Thank you, Karen, for sharing. And yes, happy hot coffee Saturday. Now I want to use my black mini dimensionals. And is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them along the bottom edge of my sentiment here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of Stampin' Seal up here at the top. And you'll see in a minute why I'm doing that. So I'm going to take the backing off. And then this Wishing You is the one that has the seal. So now I can just kind of lay that over the flower. But the dimensionals on the bottom will hold up my sentiment. So there we have our super easy layout. And aren't I just so funny with it being Super Bowl weekend and my super easy? But wait till you see one of my cards. It gets better. I have the driest sense of humor. For those of you that don't know me well, it's kind of scary being around me sometimes because my mind just goes in other directions. Now, I'm adding some iridescent rhinestone basic jewels on there because they're gorgeous and they sparkle and they pick up whatever color you have on your cardstock, which, does it get any better than that? I don't think so. So I'm going to put this card to the side. I'm going to show you the inside. So I did a 3 3/4 by 5 with a little scrap of the paper. And then, of course, your matchy-matchy envelope. So that, my friends, is today's layout. And the prize that I'm going to be giving away later when I do the drawing for comments and shares and likes is a package of the iridescent rhinestones. So this will be going out to one lucky winner today when you comment on today's Coffee and Create. All right. Now, I was telling you about the other cards I put together. Let me just show you what I've got so far. So this is celebration paper. And this is the Friendly Gnomes. And I don't know if you gnome it or not, but the gnome dies from the August through December mini match the Friendly Gnomes from the January to April mini. And again, I used the Dandy Designs paper, which is a celebration choice. And I used the sentiment again from the Charming Sentiments called Hey There. I thought that looked kind of cute on the front. I did use the Fancy Floral embossing folder on the back. I think you can see that on the video. And then on the inside, I just stamped, "There's no one better than you." And I thought she was really kind of cute. I did color her with the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers. And our matchy-matchy. All right. Hey, Nancy Ann, thanks. And welcome, Kathy. So there's an alternative with the Dandy Designs and the Friendly Gnomes. Let's see what else I've got sitting here in my pile that I made. Oh, I love this one. But you guys, I live on Turtle Lake, so these little turtles just melt my heart. So I used the Raindrop embossing folder in the back. I cut the squares a little bit bigger on this one. They're 1.5 inch squares. And then I alternated sides. So let me see if I have one in here. Nope, I used them all. But this is the front and this is the back of that paper. So you just cut 6 squares. And then he's under his umbrella. And I thought those little iridescent rhinestones made like the perfect raindrops. And I chose to put my sentiment on the cloud punch. Being we were talking about rainy days are better with you, I thought that was good. And then on the inside, I just did another one of the little fussy cut turtles and thank you. Because we all have those rainy days and all of a sudden a friend pops in, and could you be any more grateful for those friends? And then on my envelope, because you know, no naked envelopes, right? I just took 2 of the extra squares. So you can see here, this is the front and the back. And I just did like a little patchwork on the corner of my envelope. So there's that one. And I have one more made up. And this one uses the, you guys help me, what's it called? It's On the Farm, I think. But it was kind of funny when I saw the, yeah, Kathleen, I loved alternating the papers too. However, when I tried doing it on this card, I didn't feel like it worked very well because I felt like it detracted from my big focal flower. So yeah, I like the alternating on this one too. Then this one I used the plaid paper. And on the reverse side of the plaid are all these little animals that you can fussy cut out. And I stamped and said, "Let's spend time together," on one of the Stylish Shapes banners. And the "Let's Spend Time Together" comes from the Warm Welcome stamp set. And then on the inside, here's where I thought I was being really funny again. I cut out the lamb, the U, and I popped up fussy cut out one of the little flowers and popped that up on a dimensional. And then I stamped "Missed You" from the Warm Welcome, but then did a slash through it and did EWE with the little U. So see how funny? It's Day at the Farm. Thank you, Beth. Yeah, so, and it's kind of funny how when I first saw this Day at the Farm paper, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm so crazy about that. And then I had my mystery stamping this week, and that turned out to be kind of a fun layout too, that I used a lot of the Day on the Farm paper for. Good morning, Donna. You like the turtle? I like the turtle too. I think he's adorable. There's some really cute other little characters too. Like, look at this little dog. He's cute. And then there's a pig. Let's see if I can find one. Look at all of these I fussy cut out last night when I was watching TV. Okay. So this one, this little pig, I think is super cute. And I cut out a bunch of these flowers that I thought I could build a border along the bottom of my card and then have the little pig in there. But I thought they were super cute. So you can be watching. There will be lots more coming with that. Yeah. So should we make one more card should we create on the fly using the Dainty Flowers paper? I'll kind of see what kind of time people have and if they want to do a create on the fly. Like I said, this layout is super, super fun. And I hope you'll give it a try and post your creations on my Create with Brenda Crafters page. This month I'm giving away, I forgot what I'm giving away this month. I think I'm giving away the Take Your Pick tool. So it's a good prize value of, what is it, $10 or $11? So, ooh, I'd better take that little dog off there. Should we make one more card or do people need to fly? Yes, on the fly, Nancy says. Angie says yes. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. And we will make one on the fly. I've got the paper right here. And you can see I've really kind of been into this. I feel like I want to use this we'll use that for the background. And I'm going to cut this one at like 3.5. I want the splattered end though. 3.5. And I'll do by 4 3/4. And then our matte piece, let's do our matte piece out of, do we want Starry Sky? That's pretty. Or do we want Orchid Oasis? I think I like the Starry Sky best. So I'm going to grab a piece of that. And I will cut that to 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And the reason I'm doing that is just so that I have that little 1/8 of an inch mat on our card, okay? So that's going to be our background. And I wonder, let's see, what should we do for our pieces? Let's try using those little flowers, these. I think this would be really pretty for our squares. So I'm just going to cut a 1 1/4, and I'm going to need one more. Because I know that that's not going to be enough for 6 of them. So I'll do 1 1/4. There's 2. 4. 6. All right, let's see what we've got going here. Maybe we're not going to like this splattered background, but We'll find out, won't we? That's why we call it creating on the fly. Nope, I don't like it. It's too busy. All right, so let's come in with, I do like that paper. Let's come in, you know what? Oh, this might be really good. All right, I'm gonna save these. I'll do something with those, but watch. I'm gonna grab some vellum and I'm gonna make, oh, we have the pretty vellum. I'm gonna grab the pretty vellum. Give me just a second. Yeah, we have, it's called Vellum Basics. And it's a package of 6, so you get 2 sheets of each. And let's try doing this. I'm gonna do 1 1/4 strip. And I'll cut my 6 squares. I think vellum is gonna look really pretty on here. Whoa, there went that one. That is not for you, Emmy. Even though you think it might be. Oh, look at it. You did get it. I got my little helper down here this morning. My dog, Emmy. She's really fast. Whenever I drop anything, she's on it. So there's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I think I'm gonna like it. And then I can just put these in at different layers. Maybe we'll do this one in a portrait orientation. Ooh, that's pretty. Now, you guys, I know that the Dainty Delights bundle is on back order, but it is due to come back in on, it'll be sometime this month. So I'm not going to use, I don't want to be a big, like a tease with the Dainty Delight flowers, but I think if we look at our Quiet Meadow, or the Harvest dies, there are going to be some silhouettes in there. Silhouette dies that look like this. And I kind of feel like I want to use I'm going to cut this out of, what color should we use? Good morning, Kristen. What a pleasure to have you join us. All right, I'm going to do this out of the Starry Sky. So I'm just going to take a scrap piece over to my die cutting machine, and I want to cut one of these. And I might just cut another one because, you know, if you're going to have one, you might have 2, and okay, let's see what we've got here. So now I've got one of these. I love these meadow dies. They're just like so dainty. Ha. After I tell you that the dainty delight is. But these are really, really, now what? I think I like the other one better. What do you think? I think I like that. And then let's see what we can find for a sentiment. I kind of like, I don't know. That kind of looks like a happy birthday card to me. Let's take the, let's see, I want happy birthday. So, I'm going to look in this very best occasions, and that's not the right one that I want. I want one that's kind of narrow. Let's see if Sentimental Park has a, nope. Let's get the, this is what happens, you guys. Too many choices. Too many. All right, let's do this one. Let's do this thanks out of the Marigold Moments. This was one that we used at our retreat. You can see it's been well loved with purple inks. So I'm going to take the Starry Sky ink and I'm going to stamp up on a scrap, and then I want to do a, let's see how this works. There's a really pretty label in the meadow dies, like that. I'll cut that out. Oh yeah, I think that's going to work really nice. So here's what we have for the label. I just want to get those little pieces out of there. I think if we put that across. And then there's some beautiful matching, like the Starry Sky ribbon that has sparkle, but I don't like the way that looks. Let's get the Orchid Oasis. Ooh, I think this is, yep, that's ours. That's the one we want. So, off we go. I've got a little piece, a couple pieces from die cutting. All right. So now, being it's vellum and it's lightweight paper, all I'm going to do is just do a little bit of Stamp and Seal in the centers just to hold that in place. So there's one. That's the one my little helper left teeth marks in. There's that. Oh, get these all on there. And this one I want to make sure that I don't leave quite such big gaps because our silhouette flower isn't going to cover quite as well as our other die cuts. For this, I normally probably would have put this on a adhesive sheet and then, you know, it just turns it into a sticker after you die cut, and then you aren't sitting here with your big blobs of glue. So I'm going to put that down. Up in the center. Oh, you guys, I just thought of one more thing we can do too. And they're so pretty. Okay, what do we want to do here? Do we want it to come through? We'll try this and see what it looks like. Then I can just tie this, maybe. I guess I want it to. I want it to stick on the back before I try to tie anything. So I'm just going to take a dimensional and just secure that right there in the middle. And while I've got them out, I want to center our ribbon on that loop. And then I can just add these in. All right, I'll put this across our flower. I'm going to try to tie a bow, see what that looks like. There we go. Yeah, I like that on there. And then, oh, I know what I thought of. Here, look at this new embellishment. They are so pretty. They're shiny, shiny. For all of our sparkly lovers out there, you know who you are. I'm going to take a mini glue dot and just pick that up with my, and we can have a couple. We'll see if we want two or if one is going to be great plenty. I like two. Aren't those pretty? Now, I don't know. Oh, did I lose everybody? Let's see what we. All right, guys. And my video. All right, we're reconnecting. I don't know if you guys are still there. Oh, you are. You're so sweet. I'm going to put some adhesive on our paper. put that down on our card. Well, now I've got some kind of weird green screen. Oh, geez. I don't know. That was odd. Maybe it isn't me bumping stuff. Maybe it was really that way. So then if I put this on here, but I kind of feel like I want to do a little bit of splatter on our label because that just looks too white for everything else we have going on. So have you guys ever done this? You take the Stampin' Write marker and then you just find something to hit it on. You can use a ruler, you can use whatever you want. And you just hit. So it's going to go. And I've got some extra splatter. I'm not getting as much as I would like. Were you on, or did you see any of my videos? I'm going to show you what I found in my drawer. It's an oldie but goodie. Do you remember these things where you can put the marker in like that and screw it into place and then you puff air and it blows ink? It was called a spritzer. Let's see if I can get it to go. There. That's kind of cool, and it went on top of our vellum too. I don't even know if they sell. I know Stampin' Up! Doesn't, but they're called spritzers. They're kind of cool. Different. And then let's bring in our rhinestones too. We'll put extra shiny on these. We are here, but you are gone now. I still have mine. Do you, Beth? I was cleaning out drawers down here one day and it was like, oh my gosh, an oldie but a goodie. And then when I found it, of course, I had to use it. So I'll just put a couple of these on just to bring it up. And then maybe because this is like so flat, now I think I only want one of the dragonflies. I feel like 2 is too many. Get my little glue dot off from there. Okay. Yeah, I like it better with just one, don't you? Yeah. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this layer. And now I wish I had like a panoramic view to show you the giant mess I make when I'm creating. So there it is. I like it. I kind of wish I would have saw Donna's comment and gone with the thinking of you. But anyway, so there we have it, you guys. A super easy layout on Super Bowl weekend. And I will not be live until after Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And until next Saturday, bye for now.